all you wonderful giblets out there, and welcome to Be Daddy's channel. Unless you've been living under a rock for the past couple of years, you've noticed that the FNAF, or Five Nights at Freddy's series, has become insanely popular. And unlike Overwatch, it doesn't have a lot of people that hate it. Such as myself, I personally love the game. I got the game on almost every device on the first day on the release of every game. And it's one of my favorite mobile games to play when I'm bored. Not even when I'm bored, when I'm just looking for something to play. But recently, Scott has announced that he's coming back to the main series. Not the weird spin-off FNAF world that I don't like to talk about, but the actual point-and-click kind of survival horror game with Five Nights at Freddy's sister location. And he's been providing his usual updates through his website, where he provides these encoded pictures and all these different, codes, I guess you can call them, in the source code, and in the picture names, and in the backgrounds. But lately, a day after Ballora, one of the characters in the game, the new game, voice was leaked, Scott posted this onto his website. It says, "Cancelled due to leaks." And originally, I, as well as I'm sure lots of other people, were shocked. Because I was really hyped about this game. I was really invested into its development. I was watching everything I could find on the YouTubes about it. But then it intrigued me. Scott's a rational guy. He would announce if something like this were cancelled. And people, especially indie developers, don't cancel their games months into development, especially only a month or two before it's supposed to be released. So it got me wondering, and I'm sure it got a lot of other people wondering, why he would post this. And then people got to trying to figure out what it meant, if it did mean anything at all. And one of Scott's usual tactics is to darken the image or darken the background of the image and put some hidden text back there. And that was exactly what he did for this photo. And if you brighten the image, this is what you'll see. So after brightening the image a ridiculous amount, like I had to copy and paste it and keep editing the brightness and contrast in each copy and paste, you get this. And if you read a bit into it, you'll realize that he's not talking about the game being cancelled due to leaks of Ballora's voice. He's talking about the grand opening of Circus Baby's Pizza World being cancelled due to gas leaks in the building. And you can see there's obviously a whole lot of text in the background. Usually it's just a few words. So this is the first time in a long time we've gotten a lot of context just from the background. And it says, "In other news, the grand opening of Circus Baby's Pizza World has apparently been cancelled due to reported gas leaks in the building. Sources close to the establishment questioned the report, saying that strange activity around the area at night suggests something else is to blame." And that's all just talking about the context of the game, maybe the return of Purple Guy, who knows, although who knows what went up in FNAF World. Never played the game, don't want to play the game, don't know what happened in it. But the second paragraph is where really a lot of information comes. The first, third, and fourth. No, the first and the third paragraphs are all talking about the game and the story of the game. But the second and the fourth paragraphs are where we really get all of the information. If you read the second paragraph, it says, "One local is quoted as saying, 'Everything just stopped. There was so much excitement built around this place opening, and then they just stopped talking about it. There was only a handful of people that ever got a look at the inside. Kids from here and there making sure everything worked right. You know, I guess they weren't quite as ready as they thought they were.'" And so far, every single YouTube video I've seen, every look at this brightened image, they seem to think that it's talking about the story, like the first and third paragraph is, because it kind of builds up to that, because you have an entire paragraph just talking about the story of this game. Now, I really want to get my opinion out of this, because I personally believe that it's not talking about the story of Five Nights at Freddy's. I think it's talking about Scott and the development of the game. Where other people think it's talking about Circus Baby's Pizza World, I think it's talking about how there was so much hype built around this game, and how we were all so excited about a 6th Five Nights at Freddy's installment coming in, unless you don't include FNAF World, which is 5th, that, like, everyone was just talking about it, and then we just stopped. There weren't any more videos being posted about it. Game Theory wasn't theorizing about it. People weren't ranting about it the way they usually do, and I guess that kind of worked as a fuel for Scott to continue work on the game. And once they stopped talking about it, he stopped, because I guess he thought that we had no interest in the game, which is completely wrong, because I, for one, am so excited for this game to come out. And he says, so few people ever got to see the inside of it. He's talking about him and his kids, who have been known to bug test and look for Easter eggs in the game. And those are the kids he's talking about, as well as I don't know if he hired anyone to work on the sprites, or not the sprites, the artwork. And they also got to see the inside of it. But no one else, explaining that there were only a handful of people that ever got to see the inside of it. And then Scott realizes that he wasn't quite as ready as he thinks he was to upload the game to Steam and to iOS and Android. So from what I've gathered from the second paragraph, I personally believe the game is still going to be released. It has not been canceled. But I think it's going to be delayed. I think development is going to be slowed down, and I think we're not going to get the game as early as we think we were. And the fourth paragraph, if you think about it in this context, is fairly explanatory. It just says, there is no comment yet from the local entrepreneur who financed the venture, which is talking about Scott. He hasn't commented on it. He's been fairly silent about this whole thing. And it sounds like we're going to be getting one late Five Nights at Freddy's game. But who knows? He's probably knowing Scott, he's probably going to release it a month or 3 early. Anyways, guys, who knows? I'm probably wrong. I might be wrong. I might be right. Who knows? That's what I just said. It's all open to interpretation, which is great about these games, because nothing's ever handed to you on a silver platter. You have to figure out for yourself, which is like a puzzle game in and of itself, which I love, and that's why I've become addicted to the series, learning everything about the lore. But who knows? Again, it might be literal, it might be figurative like I was talking about, or maybe it's neither. Is there even a third option? I don't think there's a third option, so hopefully it won't be neither, unless he's trying to break the physics of everything. But anyway, tell me down below in the comments what you think this means. Anyway, please leave a like or subscribe if you feel so obliged. Thank you guys so much for watching. Beat Hadley, out.